If you want, feel free to. Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Michelle Morris from Consolidated Planning Group. Today's fun question is what are you looking forward to? I see Denise is mentioning that she has an echo. Denise, you might want to check on your computer, make sure you are only in the webinar with one device. It might be you have your computer and phone on or something like that. Anyhow, I have a few announcements before we get started and before I introduce Lynn and we talk about dentistry. So first of all, because we are in webinar mode, I cannot see you or hear you. And nobody, the presenters can't either. So anytime you have a question or comment, we don't want to discourage those. We want your questions and comments. All you need to do is put it into the chat box. So put your questions and comments in the chat box. We'll get to as many of those as we can. And we did get some sent in before we even started, so we'll answer those as well. The other thing I want to let you know is that, yes, we do record all of these webinars. I hit the record button at the start, and after the presentation's complete, we upload that recording to YouTube, so you can always go watch these on our YouTube channel if you have to leave or if you're not available at our usual time slot. If you have signed up for this webinar using your email address, we will send you a link to the recording and we will send you the slides from today's webinar. Okay, so we'll take care of all that for you. I am going to try to Denise, you're in here twice. I'm not sure which one to remove. That's why you're having echo, Denise, is because you're in here twice. So if you can look at the list of participants and take one of yourselves out, then you won't have an echo. All right, a little bit about Consolidated Planning Group before I turn everything over. Why do we do this? Well, not only are we financial advisors with over 30 years of experience, we can do everything that any Charles Schwab or Vanguard or Edward Jones or any of them, we could do exactly what they do. But we are all parents to loved ones with needs. Every financial advisor at Consolidated Planning Group is also a parent to a loved one with needs. And we've decided that we don't want our clients to go through the same stress and misery and headaches that we went through trying to find all of these answers. So rather than just turn you loose like we were, we're going to try to educate and advocate for you to help get you the information that you need. We know that there's so much noise and confusion out there. So we are truly here to help. We have over 30 years of experience in life insurance and financial services. We are chartered special needs consultants as well as members of the Special Needs Planning Academy, and we're nationally certified Social Security advisors. So we take this very, very seriously. And even though we're located just outside of Houston, Texas, we can serve families all across the United States. So it doesn't matter if you're in Texas or in another state, or if you have friends or family, or you know someone else who might be served by us, please send them our information. Families come to us for lifetime care planning. We help you plan for your retirement, but when you have a loved one who is going to need your help for the rest of their lives, it's like a third bucket of retirement, and you really have to plan ahead to make sure that they will continue that same level of care that they're receiving right now, even after you're gone. That includes things like transition planning, ABLE accounts, SSI, SSDI, waiver programs. So we help you with those state and federal benefits and local resources for you and your family. And also we help you think about the future cost of care in your life. Out of over 263,000 financial advisors in the United States, there are fewer than 200 who focus on special needs planning, as less than 1/10%. of all those financial advisors who do what we do. So you're truly in the right spot when you're with us. Few more bits of advice, free advice for you before I turn this over. The time to start planning is right now. It does not matter how old or young your child is. If you have a longer runway, you're giving yourself the opportunity to plan when you are calm and relaxed. If you keep waiting and you keep procrastinating and pushing this off, you're going to become more stressed and more anxious and have more sleepless nights. And if you try to plan when you're in that mode, you're not going to be as thoughtful and careful and critical as you otherwise would be. So start thinking now about what's going to happen after high school. Is your loved one going to graduate to a couch? Or is maybe a tablet their only future? We don't want that. There are great residential opportunities. There are communities out there that offer day programs and transition programs. There are work programs and vocational opportunities, and so many educational opportunities out there. But the thing is, for all of these, there could be wait lists. So you need to get out there early and keep an eye on your options. Go tour those opportunities, let your loved ones see them and plan for the future. Last bit, and then I'll hush. Um, be very, very careful. If you think a sibling is going to just make a great caregiver, maybe big sister Lynn wants to take care of little brother Jacob, and she loves you. She wants to help you. She loves her brother. She definitely wants to help him. So she agrees all her life. But when the time finally comes, you know how hard it is and how much work it truly takes to be a caregiver. And Lynn might find out that it's a little bit more difficult than she had planned for. She bit a lot off, maybe more than she can chew. And little Jacob, here, this little brother, they've been best friends. They've been partners in crime and sibling all these years. And now all of a sudden, Lynn is stepping into this role of caregiver. It might seem like she's trying to be in charge, and that can create some resentment between the two of them as well. So just be very, very careful with that dynamic. Okay. I think we've got that sound thing figured out. I do see one question from Tracy. She can't wait to hear more about this. All right. So without any further ado, Lynn, I will turn everything over to you. Thank you so, so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Consolidated Planning Group, y'all are amazing and y'all do amazing things in the community. So I appreciate the invitation.
Thank you.
Yes, and welcome to everybody who is on the call. Um, let me just say just a quick little thing about me. I have been with Enable Dental for about a year and a half now. What brings me to this work that I do is I am the mother of a wonderful, awesome son on the autism spectrum. And that brings me to this work that I do each and every day. We all know as caregivers that finding services for our loved ones is hard, and especially providers that understand our loved ones' behaviors and all the things that come with them. And so that's what makes what we do here at Enable Dental very special. I also want to introduce a dynamic person that I work with. Her name is Angie Powell. She is on the call. She's probably flipped over to answer a clinical question from our team, but she is on the call and she will be joining me today. She is our market director. There she is. And she brings personal experience to the work that she does. And Angie, you want to just introduce yourself and tell what you do?
Sure. My name is Angie Powell. I've been with Enable for about 3 years. I had a special need daughter. She lived till she was 17. And a lot of the programs that are out now, I wish we had when she was around. It would have really helped out in that circumstance. So being able to help um, the special need is very dear to my heart. So I am here to answer any of your questions about what Enable does, how we do it, and how we all come together as a team to make sure that we are on the special needs level, because I know each one has different levels, and we all have to bend to those levels to make sure treatment can get completed.
Yes, thank you. And so Angie, I'm the community relations manager, so I'm all things sales and marketing, and Angie is all things clinical. And so let's just jump right in. Um, my assistant is Kendra. She helps me out, do some of the administrative work. So Enable Dental has been around for quite some time. We started in 2009. We have two branches of the work that we do. We serve the senior population in assisted living, memory care facilities, and in their homes. But then around COVID time, our CEO recognized the need to serve this population, the adults with intellectual disabilities, and more so in their home, to literally meet them where they are in their homes, their dayhabs, their group homes, their ISS facilities. It's a niche market. Not a lot of dentists are doing this, but we saw the need. And so that's what we've been doing since 2021, is serving the IDD population. So why don't IDD populations receive dental care? Number one, it's the most neglected uh, care, medical care, that these individuals don't receive. So barriers, they could be transportation. Oftentimes, I mean, I know that sometimes I have a fear of the dentist. So if you imagine these individuals and their complexities, and being going to the dentist can be very intimidating sometimes. Oftentimes, the care teams lack the experience and the training to deal with this delicate population. And so we remove those barriers. We literally bring the dental office to them. A lot of these individuals have an increased risk of heart disease and other complications. They don't have very good dental care, sometimes because they're just never taught how to brush their teeth and take care of their teeth and have good oral hygiene. Some of them just physically can't do it. And so all of those factors contribute to why this population doesn't receive dental care.
What about what happens if they don't get this care?
So it can exacerbate some of their underlying conditions. And, some of them have heart disease and other things like that. So it can exacerbate some of their current medical conditions. We're supposed to be getting our teeth cleaned every 6 months. And when you don't do that, you have a risk of course, losing your teeth. And we want, what we do is we want to make sure we put them on a schedule so that we can prevent. We want to prevent them from having cavities and prevent extractions and root canals and all the things that come with it. But a lot of people don't know that if you don't take care of your teeth, that can increase your risk of heart disease and other complications. Angie, did you want to add something here?
I was just going to add, it can add, heart disease to those people that do not have that teeth cleaning, because the infection can get underneath those gums and it can reach the heart. It can cause a lot of healthcare issues that if they don't have their teeth cleaning, healthy gums. So we want to try and really prevent that to make.
Angie, you muted yourself while you were talking.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Angie.
I was following up with Lynn on the heart disease, and some special needs have underlying health issues. Then it can exacerbate the actual health issues if we do not get them cleaned and healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. So we do here at Enable Dental, we focus on behavioral management. We use desensitization techniques with a minimal use of sedation. Now, that's the biggest question that I get when I am going out and visiting with our facilities. Do you use sedation? And we will talk about that in our presentation. But we do care for the individual with disabilities and medical complexities. All right, we are 100% portable. We say portable and not mobile because we do not treat individuals on a van. Everything that we have is rolled into the facility, being the home or the dayhab or the group home. And we see individuals that are on the HCS waiver. I see someone asked about class waiver. Yes, we do have individuals that are with us on the class waiver, and we do accept Medicare Advantage plans, and we do accept ICF plans. We make this a convenient process, meeting individuals where they are with quality care.
Medicare and Medicaid too, or just Medicare?
Just Medicare Advantage. I have a slide that goes over all of the plans.
Oh,
All right, so we have a portable setup, like I said, portable, not mobile. So everything we do is, is compact. And as you can see, these are some pictures. We even have a portable dental chair that reclines. We will see an individual if they are bed bound. Our dental team will see them in their bed. If they are in a wheelchair, we will see them in their wheelchair. And we have a small handheld digital x-ray machine. The only thing that we need is a space, and we need an outlet. We don't require a big space. If you are at home, our dental team will come to you. We do not have a brick and mortar office. That's the beauty of what we do. We are portable. We're a dental office on wheels, right, Angie? And so we come to you and serve you.
love that. That makes it so convenient.
Yeah. All right. What do we do? If you think about your dental office when you go in, that is us. That is our team. That is Angie and the team. Dental exams, cleanings, dentures, fillings, x-rays, crowns, bridges, extractions, partials, night guards, hygiene instructions. So we do it all, except we don't do dental implants. We don't do root canals. Root canals are very rare. Some of our teams do them, some of them don't. Most of our Houston team does not do them, but most of the procedures that you can have done in your regular dental office, our team does those.
Okay. Do you have orthodontics? Do you do braces?
We do not.
No. Okay.
All right, and I'm going to throw this slide over to Angie to talk about our new Dandy.
Yes. Our Dandy Labs cases are one that I enjoy because we do not have to actually take actual alginate impressions when we need to make a denture or a partial for someone or a crown. So we uh, very rarely do we have to actually do an impression plus the scan. So with the Dandy scanning, we have a laser wand that has no radiation. So they are good to go without radiation. Going back to our handheld x-ray unit, I did want to mention that you have more radiation from the sun than you do with that handheld unit. So we do reduce that amount of radiation for our patients. With the Dandy scanning, we're able to go in and scan the participant's mouth so that way we can get a better fitting and more quality of a denture or partial. So it does help alleviate the need for a reline as quickly as some do. And we are able to get our cases back quicker so that the participants not without teeth for a very long time. So Dandy has made our lives a whole lot easier and quicker for the participants to be serviced with dentures and partials quicker.
Quick question about that. Um, One of the things I have always hated the most, and especially when I was younger, but still now, is getting those impressions taken where they put your teeth in that like disgusting peanut butter stuff and you have to sit there and then it feels like they're ripping your teeth out to get that thing out. Are you saying that you guys don't have to do that?
It's very normal. We do not have to do them now. We used to have to do them every single time. Now we're able to scan everyone. Now, I won't say there's not a time we won't have to do that. It also depends on the participants because sometimes they don't want to stay open long enough for the actual scan. And then we would just go ahead and take the impression and then scan the impression. But most of the time we can just scan them now so we don't have to use all that alginate and gooky peanut butter stuff.
That stuff still gives me nightmares. And do you serve
Understand?
everybody or is it only,
Yes.
I mean,
We serve the elderly. We serve people that are in facilities, assisted living and skilled nursing facilities, and the special need communities. So we do this with quite a few participants.
one, wonderful. Oh, Lynn, you're muted.
You asked about the plans that we accept. And so someone already asked about class. So we do accept the HCS class, Texas Home Living Waiver programs. We are also in ICF facilities, ISF facilities. And we also, as I said, go into personal residences and locations.
So not many people know that those waiver programs can help you pay for dental. It pays up to $2,000 a year for
Yes,
dental work for your loved ones when you're on the waiver programs.
that's right. That's right. So we're in over 1,200 communities and 11 states, 28 markets.
Wow, that's fantastic. And where did this start? Was it born here in Texas or?
Yes, our home office is in Austin. So that's
Oh,
where we
perfect.
started. Yes, yes. And our very first HCF or IDD home was right here in Houston. And so we still service them today. And right now I want to say I'm servicing over 150 facilities throughout the state of Texas.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes. Yes. So sedation, this is the question that we get often, and I know that there was a question about this earlier. So
Yes.
85% of the individuals that we serve are managed without sedation. We do not offer general anesthesia. So IV sedation, we do not offer that. Um, a lot of times the sedation is very expensive. I've heard $1,200, $1,500. And as you said, Michelle, these individuals, some of them get $1,000. Some of them only get 2,000. And so when you factor in that, you just don't leave a lot of money for actual dental care that they need. We do understand that some individuals, without a shadow of a doubt, are going to need IV sedation, and we understand that. But what we say is historically, a lot of these individuals have just been sedated most of the time. And so that's what they're used to. Our team is skilled in dealing with this population. And so our team takes the time, and I'm going to let Angie chime in because she deals with these individuals every day, all day. But historically, a lot of them have just been sedated because that is just the way things have been done. And so when I'm
Mhm.
talking to a facility, I'll give you an example. I onboarded a facility here in Houston. And the lady said, "Oh, all of our facilities, all of our individuals are going to need sedation." I said, "You sure about that?" She says, "Yeah, every last one of them, because that's just what they do." I said, "Okay." I said, "Let us at least try. Let us try." I said, "Our team is there. This is what they do every day, all day. Let us just try." So after we were able to see all 10 of her of her consumers, our individuals, I went back to her. I said, "How many needed sedation?" And she laughed. She said, "None of them." And I
Mhm.
said, "See, when you have a team that loves this population and knows how to be patient with them and knows techniques to deal with them, we can get things, accomplished. Not every individual is going to be like that. We get it, but we are able to see most individuals without sedation. I'm going to let Angie chime in here on the two types of anesthesia that we do accommodate here at Enable Dental.
Yes, we 99% of the time can see a participant without sedation. What sedation they do use is an analytic. So, what they usually do is they will have the participant take a Valium, like diazepam, lorazepam, an hour prior to the visit. Some of them do get some anxiety. But what we like to do is we like to try and see them prior to giving the analytic, because we want 99% of the time we can get the exam done. And then at that time, we'll know if that participant may need the actual analytic prior to. We do use the anesthetizing. We use the lidocaine, septicaine, so that way they are numb in the area before they do the treatment. So they do have that prior to, but sometimes they do need that analytic because just like you guys, I work for the dentist. I've been in dentistry for almost 40 years now, and I hate going to the dentist. That shot is the one I just do not like. So I feel their pain, and some people, they do need that analytic, but we will definitely speak with the caseworker. We will speak with the physician if we need to make sure we get them the correct analytic that they need prior to doing any treatment.
Perfect. Yeah, I see a lot of people asking about pricing and what we do there. And that's one major hurdle that I hear people talking about a lot. It's so frustrating that our health insurance companies seem to think that our teeth and eyes are not part of our bodies. And it's so frustrating. So you offer, help through Medicare Advantage plans. You take several health insurances or dental insurances, and fee for service out of pocket payment as well. Do you offer any payment programs?
So we're out of network with most of the insurance plans. The ones that we are in network with are listed here. We do offer a fee for service option. But most of the individuals we serve in this space are on one of the waiver programs or Medicare Advantage. We do have some caregivers that will pay out of pocket. Let's say if they have gone over their waiver amount for the month, or they're just not on the waiver program yet, but they see the need for the service. All right, so the next steps. If your loved one is with the waiver program, what we would need is I would need the case manager and the name of the facility that your loved one is with, and we take it from there. There's a consent form that is filled out in an agreement. This is the consent form. The consent form, the facility has a place where they have to fill out funding amount, like when the IPC renewal date starts, and then who we send the bill to at the facility. And then the consent form is either signed by the guardian or it's signed by the individuals. A lot of our individuals are still their own, they still serve as their own responsible party. And so when that is the case, they will still sign, even if they can't write their name. They will make their mark on the form. And if their guardian is their medical POA, they will sign.
So for those people where you go to their homes rather than the facility, you obviously wouldn't need to do all of that part. You would just do the um, the patient stuff, correct?
So if we're going to their home, um, so if they are paying out of pocket, then there's no agreement with the facility. But if they are going through their waiver program or ICF, then we do have an agreement with the facility because they manage all of the funding, the dental funding, and they're the ones who pay us.
Okay,
Yes.
so Tracy, to your question, facility doesn't necessarily mean where your individual lives. It's just the program that is going to be paying for the dental work is what we're talking about. All right, Lynn, you want to explain this
Yes.
slide for us?
Sure. And Tracy, I have no problems. I think Michelle dropped my information. One of the things I love to do is talk to caregivers. So I would love to talk with you and answer your individual questions. We'll get you my information again. So what happens are the dental care path. We get a new patient referral form filled out. That's that consent form. Then we schedule a visit. During that first initial visit, a comprehensive exam, x-rays, cleaning, and fluoride treatment is done. Then the dental team and our dentist will see and assess the x-rays and see if any additional work needs to be done. In a perfect world, we want to clean those teeth and say, hey, we'll see you back in 6 months. But if there is the situation where there needs to be a treatment plan is done, and you will know ahead of time what needs to be done through that treatment plan. And then we take the guesswork out of the next visit. So you don't have to wonder, hey, when is my next visit? We will put you on a 6 month, what we call a recall, and let you know, hey, it's time for another visit. In some cases, Angie, in some cases, individuals are recommended a 3 month cleaning. Can you tell us a little bit about when that is recommended?
Yes, ma'am. So if a participant is needing to have a 3 month cleaning, that is either due to we did a deeper cleaning on the patient, which is called scaling and root planing to remove all the calculus that's underneath the gum line. Having a lot of calculus underneath that gum line can cause something called periodontal disease to where they can have bone loss in their teeth. So we do need to get that calculus out as much as possible. And then what we do is we put them on a 3 month recall so that way we can try and make sure that calculus stays out and keeps the gums as healthy as possible. Sometimes we do also put them on a 3 month cleaning, just as if it's someone that does have a lot of plaque that or calculus that does build up quickly. We do like to get them on a 3 month cleaning so that way we can keep them clean so that the calculus doesn't keep building and they need the scaling and root planing done.
And calculus is the medical term for, what is that the medical term for?
So calculus is what builds up on your teeth that becomes a very hard substance, and it's can be very hard to get off with a regular toothbrush. As my daughter had it with her special needs. She got it from her medication. A lot of her seizure
Mm.
medications mess with her gums, caused a lot of calculus. So it would cause them to have bleeding gums, and calculus can attach to that tooth and start causing that tooth to lose bone. And you don't want that because you want to be able to keep your natural teeth as much as possible. Whether you're young at heart or you are just getting your teeth, you really want to keep them as long as possible.
Yes, yes. Is that plaque? That's plaque though, right?
It's plaque that hardens
Yes.
onto the tooth that you cannot get off with regular hand scaling or toothbrush cleaning.
Yes, yes. Okay. So we
No.
went
Okay.
over, thank you, Angie. We went over what we do with our visits. You get that exam, the cleaning, the x-rays. We also do an oral cancer screening. Um, and then we do the fluoride treatment. The fluoride treatment is optional.
One.
So we can flip through these. This is our Enable Dental portal. It's a HIPAA compliant portal that once you have a loved one signed up with us, their upcoming visits and their post visit documents will be in that portal. All right. And this is one thing that I do that's fun. Dental Hygiene Day. A lot of these individuals do not, uh, they lack the appropriate care for their teeth. And so what happens is I will come into the facility and I will talk to them about how to take care of your teeth. How many times a day should we be brushing our teeth? How do you floss your teeth? I make it very, very interactive and fun. And it's just this is actually one of my favorite parts of what I do is interacting with them. A lot of them don't know how many times we should brush our teeth, and they have really, really, really good questions, and this is just very fun. A lot of them don't know how to floss their teeth, and so we just jump right in, and then they get at the end of it, they get what we call a smile bag, and that has a toothbrush, dental floss, and it also has toothpaste in that.
Nice. Oh, that's wonderful. I love
Yes.
the model mouth and seeing them brushing the teeth in the model mouth. That's cute.
Yes, yes. And so that concludes our presentation. Once again, I'm Lynn. I'm the Community Relations Manager for Enable Dental. We are in all the major markets and even the smaller towns throughout Texas. We have a team in each one of our cities. And Angie is our dynamic market director. She's all things clinical. And so that concludes our presentation on Enable Dental. Do we have any questions? I tried to answer some of them throughout, but do we have any other questions? Angie and I can answer your
Not
questions.
not yet. I have a few more slides to go through so people can
Oh, I'm
bring their
sorry.
no, no,
Okay.
no, no. You're totally fine. I'm going to go through the few last slides. So as
Okay.
I'm doing that, hopefully people will put more questions in the chat box and we'll be able to get those last questions answered as soon as I go through my slides. But I want you to know that, Tracy says her son has some of that buildup because he's on a feeding tube. So he doesn't eat and drink by his mouth. So things build up a lot more. And then Tammy says she is so impressed with your service. This is a fantastic program. Thank you. And thanks to Consolidated for bringing this to us. Lori says, my daughter requires an antibiotic prior to dental cleanings. Would you be able to prescribe that or do you need to get that from the PCP?
That's a great question. Angie, I'm going to throw that over to you.
Yes. So what we do is we like to have the very first one prescribed by the PCP just so we know we get the correct prescription that's needed. If they're not wanting to prescribe it, you can call them and find out what it is, and you can email me over the information or the clinical market director where in whichever city that's in, and we can talk to the dentist that we have and we can get it prescribed. We just really prefer the first visit be with the PCP only because we want to make sure we get the correct dosage, the correct prescription because of the allergies that sometimes we don't know that they know more than we do at the first visit.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much for that information. I'm going to just say put whatever questions you have in the chat box for Enable Dental. And this is, of course, Lynn's contact information. You'll get these slides later on today, so you'll have her contact information and all of that. A few things I want to keep on your radar and things that, if you have questions about Enable Dental, and what they do, you want to contact Lynn. If you have questions about these kinds of things, like how do you think about the future and develop a future care plan for your loved one? What does that cost? How much money should you have in their special needs trust? If you have questions about the waiver programs or the differences between SSI and SSDI, Medicaid and Medicare, ABLE accounts, how all of those different things work together. That's where Consolidated Planning Group helps. We can help you find an attorney to do your special needs trust and your will. And if guardianship or some alternative like a power of attorney is needed, we can steer you in the right direction. We can help you think about setting up beneficiaries and what's going to happen after high school and how you can do all of this for your loved one, again, without jeopardizing those critical benefits. This page will take you to our upcoming webinars. We have them all listed on our website, but this will take you to the events tab and you can sign up ahead of time. As I mentioned, if you've registered with your email, we're going to send you a link to the recording, and we're also going to send you the slides from this presentation. But maybe you're already watching on YouTube or you're listening on our podcast. If that's the case, we would still love to send you the slides. All you need to do is email contact@cpgcares.net. And when you pre-register, you can send in questions ahead of time. We did receive some of those today. You'll get a reminder and a link for your calendar. And that instant confirmation, of course, is always very useful. We do have a brand new SSI and SSDI application support person, a benefits advocate. Jessica Alvarez can help walk you through the SSI application process, even do it for you, getting all the way down to responding to the Social Security's letters and requests and helping you avoid mistakes that could delay or complicate the process of applying for these benefits. So call us at Consolidated Planning Group for questions about the financial and special needs planning side of this talk today. And call Lynn to talk about the dental side of our talk today. So I do see a couple more questions. Is there a website for Enable that shows what cities you work in? Oh, Lynn, you're muted.
www.enabledental.com.
Okay, that's fantastic. And you've mentioned that you do accept class and several insurance policies and all of that. So definitely reach out to Lynn if you want to double check. This free consultation that we offer at Consolidated Planning Group is over Zoom. It's completely free, and it usually lasts between 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you have. We do require that you fill out a short pre-meeting form that gives us just a little bit of information, just like at any doctor's office or dental office or anywhere you go, so that we as financial professionals know who we're speaking to. It's really important for us. So it is required for all of our consultations. But during this, you would either meet with me or my husband, Andy, or the company owner, Allison Scobbard. Of course, all of our social media links are there. Here's a look again at our team. Allison can meet with you, Andy with his big beard, or myself. That's my glamour shot. We are definitely here to help. Someone from our operations team might be reaching out to you to see if you would like to schedule this consultation. So please be kind when they call. I don't see any further questions. So I guess what we'll do for today is end a little bit early and give you 15 minutes back. I hope that we'll hear from you soon. And I just, again, want to thank you, Lynn and Angie, and all of the participants for being here today. I truly feel that having a more educated community helps empower and strengthen the community. And the more we share information and educate people, the more those people can go on to be advocates for the community and help to advocate for and to educate their family and friends as well. So I really appreciate you all for becoming advocates and being here with us.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle, for having us.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic, fantastic week. Bye-bye.
Bye.